So how does Luasai fundamentally change the way startups transact with enterprises? We don't really. Enterprises have been buying technology for a long time. These organizations spend hundreds of millions with different providers around the world. What we change is your ability as a software startup to interact with that pre-existing network. Most enterprise organizations already rely on partners to source and supply technology for them. Typically, these are large reseller organizations whose job it is to act as a procurement aggregator for this enterprise. They have substantial pre-agreed contracts, huge purchasing power, and history on behalf of that enterprise. Some of these are household names, some of them not. But ultimately, most corporations and big enterprise customers will have a pre-approved supplier network who they've been purchasing things from for a long time. These organizations have already gone through the due diligence. They already have the relationships. They already have the systems in place to be able to do purchases on behalf of that enterprise and get that technology into the company faster. What Luasai does is we give you access to that network. We have the contractual framework with hundreds and hundreds of these pre-existing partners around the world to allow you to do business much faster with these organizations. Usually this ecosystem is referred to as the channel. Channel partners, resellers, system integrators, different names for slightly different roles. It's usually something that startup founders are recommended to embrace by the VC community who have seen what it takes in order to scale companies successfully before. But there's quite a lot of mystery around what it is, how it works, whether it's worth it, whether you need it in today's day and age of SaaS and software, which is consumed in a consumption manner, but billable, monthly, hourly, however it is that you want to do it. And ultimately, it depends what it is that you're looking for the channel to do for you. There are different roles that the channel can fulfill. There are partners out there who are technical experts who can help your customers install, integrate, deploy your technology. That is something that you may need help with. There are partners out there who are building services, solutions that they are aiming to sell to their customers or other enterprises that maybe aren't their customers at the moment. These are partners who can potentially be finding you net new deals, deal registrations, new customers that you can engage with that you don't currently have contact with right now. And then there's the transaction management, the supplier engagement role for the channel. These organizations who already act as an aggregator for this purchasing for their enterprise customers. These organizations can be a transaction vehicle for you to be able to do deals faster, to be able to gain access to budgets that maybe you wouldn't have gained access to, understanding the political landscape of who is involved in a purchasing process on the side of the customer. Those three instances that I talk about with the channel, technical implementation or sales and deal registration compared to transactions and procurement assistance, they're all different services. All come with different fees, different prices, different things that you're maybe willing to give to that third party to assist you in that role, but they shouldn't all be lumped in together. Too many times we have seen organizations engage with the channel in a way which does not suit where they are in their growth cycle. A very small company seeking to go and engage with some of the largest solution providers in the world of channel probably aren't going to get very far because they don't have the credibility, the use cases, and the latent demand in the market that ultimately you need to have in order to get these companies to be interested. Similarly, we see people go to the procurement aggregators, the big broadline purchasing assistant partners, and try to get them to mobilize into finding net new customers for your product. Again, it's not really what they do for a company of your size and scale. Understanding this ecosystem and knowing where to leverage the right type of partner really can be a superpower for both big and small companies. But most often we see startups not being aware of this particular function that the channel can fulfill and how cost effective it can be. Typically what we see is that to onboard directly with an enterprise can take anywhere from 1 to 9 months, going through financial due diligence, legal red lines, making sure that you pass the criteria to be a supplier. Most organizations are trying to limit the number of suppliers that they have, consolidate their supplier base. The last thing they really want to be doing is adding another supplier for ultimately what most of the time is not a major purchase for them. These organizations spending hundreds of millions on technology. $50,000 subscription for a year is a big deal to a startup company, but it's not really a big deal for them. These are the instances where they'll usually move that purchase to their existing channel. So you face this 3 to 9 month delay in going direct. The enterprise may introduce you to their ecosystem of partners, people who are already approved, who specialize in helping buy technology and sell it on to the enterprise from a legal perspective. But still then you're faced with the prospect of legally engaging with an organization who you don't know, you've never worked with before. There's still a fair bit of work to do. Top tier enterprise resellers, the CDWs, the Insights, the Software Ones of this world, depending on country and what it is that you need them to do, you're still looking at a 3 to 4 week delay. Going through reseller agreements, making sure that everybody is covered from a liabilities perspective. Then you start rolling in things like local law, local currency, really talking about the scaling stage of an enterprise software startup. You're going to be doing deals in France, you're going to be doing deals in the Middle East, you're going to be doing deals in Asia. Your customers may have purchasing requirements that are localized. So how do you get around that? So you can engage with that reseller directly. You can choose to go through the onboarding process with them. It adds 4 to 6 weeks to sales cycle, which is manageable, but then you have to do that for the next 80 customers. Typically, we've seen in our experience that to go internationally from 0 to 100 million, you're looking at anywhere from 200 to 300 partners that you may engage with. Those bigger ones that I mentioned, the CDWs, the Software Ones, a global agreement with one of them is going to cover a lot of customers for you. They don't cover every customer. You are going to have customers that don't fall under those major resellers, and you're going to need to work locally, engaging legally with an entity in Africa, Middle East, the UK, Ireland, collecting money from those organizations, making sure that they pay you on time, making sure they pay you in a currency that you can accept. All of this is additional operational overhead and delay on both closing the deal, receiving that purchase order, issuing that invoice, and also collecting the money. You times that by 100 customers, then all of a sudden you're getting into a huge operational burden. You are going to need local experts, finance teams, sales teams, channel teams, and fundamentally we'll be maintaining a large list of legal relationships, which when it comes to IPO or acquisition time, the due diligence is going to want to go through. So where this problem has been solved in the past for major ISVs is they work with an aggregator themselves. And that is historically been IT distribution. IT distribution, the major landscape is dominated by huge organizations, multi-billion-dollar companies who really help sell everything from iPads to databases. And they have pre-existing networks with a lot of resellers. Resellers they see as their customers. They're building services for resellers to help them go and sell more of the things that they want them to sell. But they're dominated by major IT organizations, Microsoft, IBM, Palo Alto. These are the organizations who really command the time and attention of those massive major distribution players. Where Luasai comes into this is we have tried to create a software experience which gives you access to that contractual network of resellers. So you have, faced with the two choices, go direct for months, deal with a reseller directly yourself for weeks, or you can engage with us. We are designed to be flexible, easy to engage with from a legal perspective. We've done this for a long time and have worked with dozens and dozens of software companies to know where the risks are and how to onboard them to get a transaction done. So you engage with Luasai, we have this pre-existing network of partners who we can leverage to get deals done in places and in currencies and in laws that you wouldn't be able to do without weeks and weeks of delay. Ultimately, what this does is it dramatically shortens the sales cycle, speeds up that growth curve because you can fit more deals into the same period of time. And for the costs that it incurs, what you pay to the partner, what you pay to us, ultimately you receive back manyfold in how fast you can grow. You are still going to be paying that cost in some fashion, whether that's localized operations teams, delay on sales cycles, just overall legal risk. And this is how we're changing the game. This is where our product offers you access to that network so that you can identify your target end customer. We can help you identify one of their several suppliers. We have those frameworks, we have those agreements, we have those contracts. We can process that transaction in a week. We do not have to go through that due diligence. We have already done the risk assessment. We understand which partners engage with which customers, and we can help you facilitate that transaction in a fast and timely manner. We handle quotes, we handle purchase orders, we handle invoicing. You receive payment from us in dollars in 30 days, and we handle the logistics behind the scenes. Ultimately, in the most successful startups that we've worked with in the years that we've been a company, organizations that embrace this strategy, particularly internationally, it really becomes a strategic differentiator over and above competition in the space. Your customers prefer to do it this way in most instances. It makes life easier for the procurement teams, the legal teams, the finance teams at these end customers. They are given the ability to work with people that they know and trust, people that they work with every day, to do millions and millions of transactions over the course of a year. When we see startups who are able to engage in the ways that their customers want to buy, it goes somewhat towards making it an easier decision to partner with them long term. Technology isn't the only deciding factor when these organizations are choosing which provider to bring in to solve that particular problem. Being easy to partner with, being easy to consume, being commercially flexible, being able to adapt to your customer rather than enforce how it is that you want to do business really just makes it easier for them to choose you instead of your competition. It's easy for us to get lost in our world of this particular solution, solving this particular problem. These organizations are bringing in solutions to dozens of problems every month. Being easy to partner with, being easy to work with, working with the existing network of whichever customer it is that you want to do business with, only goes to making it an easier choice in their mind to partner with you probably for the next 3 to 4 years.